Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, where I do what I do for you. Today, we about to get into symbols and their meanings. I got a nice little lesson for you today. I'm back in the book, teaching, doing what I do to enlighten you. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where I'm going with that? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, it's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And always to my yacht, be true. This what I was my other book. This is the book of symbols. Okay, I've been wearing this book out. It's falling apart on me. Okay, but this is what it looks like. The symbols. Those are the four symbols for yoga. Represents Egyptian yoga. I'm about to break them down for you. Okay. Hopefully you'll have a better understanding when I get done about these symbols and what they mean. How about that? When you see them, oh, I know what that is. There you go. Okay, I'm about to give you some enlightenment. Let's go. Symbols and their meanings. If anyone suggests that it is disgraceful to fashion or base images of the divine, aka God, and most holy orders, meaning no graven image, we get that. But this is a judicial concept. This ain't the ancient Egyptian concept. This is ours. It is sufficient to answer that most holy mysteries are set forth in two modes. One by means of similar and sacred representations akin to their nature, stuff that you're familiar with, you're accustomed to. And next one is, and the other is unlike forms, which is designed with every possible discordant symbols. Just ridiculous. Why? They are more appropriate in representation of the divine. Why? Because the human mind, watch this, tends to cling to the physical form of representations, believing, again, by misinterpretation, they believe, for example, that the divine are what? Golden beings or shining men flashing like lightning. Well, they was shining beings, like golden. So they thinking they really like that misinterpretation. But at least this era before us, so don't worry about it. But now the wisdom of what our venerable sage leads us through the disharmonious, this multitudes, not allowing what our irrational nature to become attached to those unseemly images. Don't get caught up in the image. That's what they're trying to let you understand. Divine things, watch this, may not be easily accessible to what? The unworthy, aka the ignorant, nor may those who earnestly contemplate the divine thing, spiritual discipline, contemplate the divine symbols, dwell upon the forms themselves as final truth. When I look at this, I know what it means. I know what it is. I look at the other one, I know what it is. I know what it means. A person who don't, as a Mason, I know what I see that compass and square and what it means. Another person, I know it's a Mason. What do you mean? I don't know. Again, so outward signs with inward secrets. That's all it is. But now that's what you call esoteric teaching. I'm giving you the inside scoop on these signs right now. Let's break it down. So now I just read, excuse me, the guy who wrote this was Dionysius, okay, the Apogate, which was a writer from the Greek historians. Again, he liked to, they use him as somebody, like he's reputable, but I just read that. I agree, no problem. But he got his point across. We get caught up in the sign. When we see that cross, Jesus on the cross, that cross is a male symbol. Moving on. See, if you don't know that, well, I thought, again, that's what teaching for. That's what I'm here to do, to help you with certain things. Watch this. Let me show you. Here we go again. Now, each one of them got a breakdown. I'm going to read you the breakdown, okay? Each one. And they fall in line. If you understand it, it makes a lot of sense. So follow along with me. This is next level education, y'all. So if you're a right thinker, you need to be paying attention. This is good stuff here. So below, I just showed you the symbol of yoga, Egyptian yoga, philosophically. But above, you see that hieroglyph. The first one was called the Nefer or Netter. It's close to the pronunciation to Netter, but just with a T is the F. Expressed by what? The union, what this is, the union of the heart and the trachea. I mean, down, it comes down to the heart. That's the breathing apparatus, which most, and watch this, the heart and the trachea symbolizes what? That which is the most beautiful thing, which is the highest good, the greatest achievement. Breathing. Okay? The trachea, the next one, sign. This one is the hieroglyph. This is called the Sema. Okay? You go from the Nefer to Sema. Now, Sema is above the hieroglyph Sema. It represents what? It's represented by the union of the two lungs and the trachea. Right here, the chest coming down. That's the union. That's the Sema. And what it represents, watch this, the lung and the trachea, it symbolizes that the union of what? Your higher self and your lower self leads to one. They have to come together. When you see the picture with Heruhood and Set turning up, come together, Sema, that's the sign of your lower nature and higher nature come together as one. Remember the head, the body with two heads, okay? When you put your ego in check, he get behind you. They did what you say, get behind me, devil. It's okay, he back there. You don't want him leading. He's a good foe. He's a good fighter. That's where you want him with your back. You let him cover your six. Okay. Now the next one, we just talked about the Sema. When you come together, lower and higher nature come together, you become one with your higher self. Now let's talk about the most famous sign that everybody know, the Ankh. Okay. Everybody recognizes the Ankh. There you go. 31 down. And let me break it down for you right quick. And I done heard everybody break it down, and everybody got a different philosophical concept, or pretty much the same, but everybody got a different way of presenting it. So let me see if mine fall in line with the ones I've been listening to. Above, you got the Ankh, the hieroglyph of the Ankh. It symbolizes the union of the cross, which is the male. I just told you the cross is all male, all four ways, all male, no feminine. That's why they, another lesson, I didn't get caught up in that. But the cross is the male sign. How about that? Leave it there. But the Ankh is what they call the cross, the male, and the circle is the female. The bottom part, the aspect of oneness, they come together as one and leading to what? Transformation into an androgynous being. Thus, the two will become one. But what they're telling you, the male phallus, okay, the male part, now that's the male phallus, signifying male. The womb, that's the womb of the female. That's where the baby is stored. That's where life comes. That's the portal from internal to external outside the female. We in 9 months incubating in water and fluid. So they call us tadpoles, okay, frogs. Why? Because in water they go on land. So while we in the womb, that's what this signifies. When the man and the woman come together, what's in that womb is the offspring, male or female. Most of your stories end up with the father, son, father, mother, and the son. But you have son with the father, the mother, and a daughter. Again, equal billing has always been the Egyptian way. Moving on. Last one, the bottom one is, you see the sign right here? Killing my book. That's the sign for Hotep. Now that little knob there, that's symbolical bread for the divine. Okay, break it down for you right quick. Above, I just show you the hieroglyph for Hotep. That means supreme peace within oneself. The final abode of what? All who satisfy what? The desire of what? Their souls. Union with itself. When you meet, when you go to the next level of star, you get to meet your higher self. This is you, it's your higher self. Y'all meet at the next level up. I love that concept because that's what it's all about. Finding, knowing thyself to get back to be with the one original self. So after going through all that, hope you got the concept. Now I got some more as we go along. Let me break this quick down. Quick situation about the worshiping of idols. Okay. The previous quotation by Dionysus provided us with what? With insight on the nature, purpose, and the dangers of creating images of what? The divine for the purpose of worshiping or educating. Making images of God and gods in human likeness can be either helpful or in some places dangerous, harmful for who? The ignorant followers who may not understand. And watch this, the mind is a wonderful tool, but it easily indulges in emotions. I mean, if you don't control your ego self, your emotions gonna creep in and develops what? Now you have an attachment to that which it understands and develops fear to what it does not. Most people fear what they don't know. Simple. Human nature. That's why having knowledge of self, there's no fear of who you are, knowing thyself. But the danger arises when what? When the mind becomes fixed on what? The image, rather than the essence of the symbolic meaning. Everything that you see on TV, everything that is all symbolically generated. And we just go along, yeah, yeah, yeah. So understand that. When you start seeing the symbology in it, you'll start seeing and say, oh, wait a minute, hold up. Oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when the third eye start open up. You start seeing stuff that you weren't paying attention to. I have a phrase I used for 50 years. I see what you ain't looking at. I got that from George back then, but I manipulated it and made it work in different ways for me. Why? Because that's the third eye being open. That's when you're looking on the inside of other people and they don't never look at themselves on the inside unless they get conscious and know themselves. Okay, so it's always understanding the essence of the symbolic meaning of signs, symbols of the deity to be worshipped. Understand the deity, sign and the deity is what the sign represents of the deity. I hope you understand. I'm trying to make it clear. But instead of worshiping those qualities of the deity and developing them in oneself, that's what the goal is, purpose. But the worshiper, the ignorant one, might believe what? That those qualities only belong to what? That statue or said deity or painting. We can look at a painting of fire. It ain't gonna burn you. It ain't never gonna do this as a picture. Get the concept, get the understanding. Moving on. But the statue or the picture can't do nothing. Or what? Or for some special person who lived long ago. We studied to learn about them, and they show all of them was there for a purpose. Watch this. They do not, the ignorant people do not realize that what? The symbols such as Heruhood, Christ, and even Buddha are just symbols of the qualities, the attributes of the qualities which what? Lie deep within who? Every individual. Say it again. These are all symbols of the qualities which lie deep within every individual. Nobody special. God's chosen people. I'm smart because God chose me. No. Not somewhere out there, okay, but where? Right in here. Inside each one of us. Stop putting God outside of man. First of all, that's a religious thing. Moving on. I ain't going there. But what's this? So what happens? So the wise sages chose images that were so far from the norm. Hence, anthropomorphism. Okay, watch this. That the attachment orientated human mind would not get what hung up on it of the picture, and thereby what able to concentrate on its true meaning. For example, the hawk, the falcon, is the symbol of Heru, the god of light, meaning vision and speed. These are the qualities of the hawk or the falcon. That's the qualities that exhibited when we see that. We use that to see, recognize who? Heru, spirit that's in us. Watch this. And when looking at that hawk, we should be what? Immediately drawn to what? Those qualities. That's what I just explained to you. The vision, the tenacity, and the speed and freedom, Heru, etc. These are all qualities that we can exhibit and manifest for ourselves to become like Heru. The spirit is in me and you. That's the concept. I see the clock. I got one more paragraph before I go. I do another lesson, but this will wrap it up for you. We talk about symbols and understanding the meaning of the symbol. Don't get caught up in the symbol. That's what he's telling you. I agree 100%. Symbols have great psychological significance. Trust me, rituals and symbols, they leave a stain on the brain. It should employ you to what? Understand what's being presented to you so you can what? Use it, manifest it. There's a purpose. Because without them, what happens? Symbols are great psychological significance because without them, there would be no possibility for what? Your mind to exist, no purpose. Function and interaction with creator. That's what the spirit did. It created human beings so it can what? Interact within itself. Again, that's the concept. And when you have a deeper, next level up, understanding, okay, excuse me, a deeper explanation of the symbol, meaning breaking it down like I'm doing, it will reveal that there are more than just representations of images or ideas. Hello? The human mind understands things by first what? Making a mental picture of it, then associating that mental concept with what? Other ideas and thoughts. When you recognize certain things, because you understand them, you break them down. That's what we try to show you. As a Mason, when you first come in the door, you don't have a clue of what Masons do. But after studying, learning, and progressing, and learning lessons and implementing them, so you are now at the end, you walk out there one day, what? A master Mason, meaning you know yourself. Symbolically, I know that for a fact. So I understand symbols and esoteric learning. It's not hidden knowledge, it's just there for those who want it. Okay. It's right in plain sight. And when we think, that's this perfect example. We think of a chair for leg, okay, and the three-dimensional mental image appears in the mind. Again, when you see chair, the first thing in your mind, something I'm gonna sit on, okay, in the mind as to what a chair looks like, right? Through experience, you know that we do not think of the letters that make up the word chair. Oh, C-H-A. Yeah, that's not the point. The whole word says chair, an idea of a chair for you to sit down. So it comes together and break it down for you. So therefore, to most efficiently and quickly convey what an idea, that's why signs was done early before words. Of course, you get an idea and it generates a thought. Symbols are far superior. How about that? To what? Written words. Forms of communication. After reading this book, you, the reader, will what? You will find that having learned about the symbols, just as a glance at them will convey what? The idea, generate the thought of what it really means. Thoughts and feelings associated with said symbol. When I see that I freak out. Why? That's my calling card. Okay? Meaning I'm conscious. I see me, first of all. When we understand that we are not our bodies, but we are spirit, it becomes what obvious that our mental notions are only elaborate symbols. Understand that. And in fact, what all the objects in creation are really symbols or ideas, not absolute realities. Therefore, symbols are a vital key to what gaining understanding and the learning the workings of what your mind and the nature of existence. Right thinking, you're always aspiring to know what you need to know for yourself. In Egyptian mythology, watch this, and the philosophies, what I practice, as well as in other mythological and philosophical systems, aka religions, it is often necessary to what? To learn about what all the symbols and what they mean. Why? By its relation to what? Other symbols, how they come together. I just showed you how they make yoga with the Nefer, the Simba, the Ankh, and Hotep. That's yoga. It's a philosophy that you can manifest, understand, and use to your benefit to obtain what? Self, what we call spiritual knowledge. The self is spirit. That's why I say spiritual awakening. No one waking up to oneself with knowledge and understanding and righteous living have to be putting in that daily. All right, so watch this. Now, in many cases, your symbols from seemingly separate cultures may shed light on what their meanings of a particular symbol. Everybody may see it different. Again, I just told you that. So on that note, I'm gonna end the lesson. Why? Because I'm gonna take you to the next one. We're gonna go into Christhood and Heruhood based on the symbols of what they do and how they look and what they mean. So that's be symbols part 2. How about that? I'm gonna end the lesson. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. I'll be right back.